know what? I am so excited. We're using this parking lot, doggone it. I am so excited. We're gathered, and we are gathered because we are neighbors, and we're sharing some space and time and love with all our neighbors. And you know what? I am so excited. So we're using this parking lot, doggone it. I am so excited. We're gathered. Poetry. We're gonna have a little time together being neighbors because we are neighbors, and we're sharing some space and time. You know what? I am so excited. We're using this parking lot, doggone it. I am so excited. We're gathered, and we are gathered because we are neighbors, and we're sharing some space and time and love with all our neighbors. And so we're going to have a little music. We're going to have a little poetry. We're going to have a little time together being neighbors.
Don't want to pull you up, just want to be a link in your chain. 'Cause hand in hand is the only way we're ever gonna change the world. We're gonna change the world. Have the money and the power, so it seems. They do whatever they want to, so it seems. We have nothing till we find each other in our dream. And the balance shifts, and then our spirits lift. And
Hanging between dreams and obligations, I understood that the ignition of my fire could never come from within, so I searched without. I wandered onto the rings of Saturn for understanding of fear, walked among the pyramids to be astonished by thought, skipped through the coils of time for evidence of mastery, ran across clouds for beauty in the midst of storms, and now I fly. Escaping the walls of mediocrity, soaring from flicker to flame, there is no turning back. I have been consumed by the fire of creativity. I long for it to flow through my veins, provide me with the power to see the world in the truth of an ugly, so potent, it's beautiful. We all look for inspiration, trying to find that thing that will provide the spark for our next level of greatness.
When Trayvon Martin woke up that morning, do you think that he had freedom on his mind? Or Oscar Grant sitting down in the Fruitvale station, did he know he was leaving his life behind? How long black men wait for justice? How long women waiting for men to change their ways? How long refugees wait for compassion? How long waiting?
Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
when Black Lives Matter and Brown Lives too. And white show up, we'll all pull through. The call and silence will stand and shout. The jail door opens and we walk right out. When justice reigns and love prevails, we'll make America great for real. America great for real. Yeah, for real.
This is a poem that I wrote when thinking about a friend of mine who struggles with having to be two people. Two. And after all this time, you, with Hollister denim and a high rise, aren't enough. You have to be two, you and them. But remember, be the right one, without one drop of tar or pretty black lineage. Admit it, it feels weird, doesn't it? To have the other who sits with you lay mute when you're with them. I like to think you're only one when you're home with me.
We've been waiting a long time to sing this song in October.
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the cover of October skies. And all the leaves on the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to please to the calling of your heartstrings that play soft and low. And all that night's magic seems to whisper and hush. And all the soft moonlight seems to shine in your blush. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love?
I love you more than even I know. You take me to places beyond my imagination, allowing me to secrete knowledge of misunderstood things, drawing me into you and helping me realize that with you, expression is all I need to survive, helping me see that as God expresses love, my heart beats and I breathe. Breaths of air to nourish each cell of my body, giving birth to love for more than just hip-hop. I find peace and expression through our children of music and poetry and rhythms that speak to me of my ancestry and my love for the drum beat.
There's work to be done.
Stop fracking, we need fresh water. Clear the air we breathe, we ought to save the mountains, rivers, and seas. Save the whole earth, family. Reduce, recycle, reuse, refuse. Buy fair trade, no GMO rules. No sweatshops, stage slavery. No military-industrial complex, please. There'll be plenty time to rest in eternity. Keep your eyes on the prize, perpetually.
There's work to be done.
Okay, so thank you guys. There is work to be done, and part of the work is chilling out together and singing some songs and hearing some poetry and creating things, because that makes a difference too. You know, this is all part of our Neighbor Day celebration, right? And part of that is helping us support a lot of the work we do here at St. James and from St. James. You guys know we feed people with our doorstep ministry, with our Helping Hands pantry. You guys know we organize in that last song. As they go organize, we are community organizers. We're part of Justice Knox. You know about that? So the thing is it does take some money to do that work, to feed people, to provide this space, to use our space to be a welcoming space to all sorts of folks, no matter how they identify, and to be a place where we can gather and do things like this. So you can give. We're going to pass the pumpkins in a little bit when the music starts, and you can drop something in the pumpkin, or you could text 73256. It's right here on this piece of paper, 73256, and you could just text St. James Broadway, $50, $100, $1,000, whatever you need to do. And that will go towards helping our outreach ministries. And if you have any questions about how to give, we can certainly help with that.
Good evening, friends. Welcome. This is our Neighbor Day live finale. We're streaming on YouTube, CTV here in Knoxville, and you can see over my head here. You can go to sjneighborday.com and look at some of the things that we have for auction. There are a lot of great items there, and you can, if you're not registered already, you can register up until 7 p.m. You only have until 7 p.m. to register. The bids go through until right at 8 p.m. So start looking at that, and there's some great things there. I'm not by myself on here, you can see. RJ Powell is here as well. RJ, what's happening tonight?
Hey there. Glad to be joining you, John Mark. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting night. Sitting here, we're actually in the same room together, separate computers, but here we are, and we're glad to join you all. Excited for our last 2 hours of our online live auction. And so we're joining you live streaming, but bidding has been open for a couple of weeks, and we're ending at 8 o'clock tonight. Bidding ends. Just a reminder that you can continue to register if you have not registered yet. Just go to sjneighborday.com and hit register at the top of the screen. I'm going to share my screen in just a second, and we'll show you around. Registration closes at 7, so be sure to do that before then. And bidding stops at 8. And we got some guests joining us tonight. We have some videos of some of our partners, and so we're excited to share this with all of you. Let me switch over to share my screen just to show you a little bit of the website, the sjneighborday.com website. And I'll send it back over to Jean-Marc while
Okay, great. Yes, I wanted you to see some of the items there. There are all kinds of great items. There's some food items. The food always gets me because I want to get those gift certificates to my favorite places to eat in town. But also there's some other great items. There's some gems. There's a gem, a great quartz gem there that's beautifully cut by one of our own artisans right here in the congregation, Reggie Hulsey. There's a ruby ring there. Nobody tell my wife about that. But maybe your wife or friend or whomever, mother, grandmother needs that. And you can bid there a great deal on that. Show us some of the stuff we have, RJ. Let's scroll around and see. Let's see. Yeah, you're going to the top. All right. You can see all kinds of things. I saw, you can see you can register right there. That's where RJ's pointing right there on the screen, register. That's an easy thing to do, and you can join in there. You can see there on the screen as you're scrolling down some of the items that are there. There's that quartz I mentioned, really green right away. Lovely gold top desk right there. Check that out. Candles. There's a whitewater rafting trip. Good deal on that. Good time to get out on the water. It's nice and clean. The Ripley's Aquarium, some tickets for that. So check that out. Let's see, what else are some good things that are happening here online? Let's see. Excuse me, I got unmuted there for a second. Show me that ring there, that ruby ring, RJ. Could you open that up for me and let us see that in big screen? There we go. So a ruby ring. So the opening bid on that is $250, but I think the value is over $1,000. So you get in now, nobody's bid on it yet, so you could get in on it. There's only 2 hours left, and you could jump in on that. So that's the real deal there. Nestled between 2 tiny diamonds, looks like. So very cool and beautiful there. Good stuff to get going. What else might we have? Let's see.
Well, let me show you all a little around the little more around the website. If you go to the top of the screen, we'll have some other of how, directions of how the bidding works. I don't, you could donate for next year if you were interested. Registration forms and these kinds of things. If you go down on the side, down along the side, let me get back. Yeah, we still have it on this page. We have some of our partners that have worked with us: CTV, Three Rivers Market, the Partridge family, the Yates family. We give thanks to this as the St. James folks. If you keep going down, we highlight some of what the money is going for, what this is really all about, what we're raising money to support the ministries that come out of St. James. And there's a lot that happens that is not just churchy stuff, what you might think of as, on Sunday morning. There's a lot of service ministry that comes from these doors throughout the week, not just Sunday mornings. We have a lot of homeless folks that come through here. So we have a every weekday homeless feeding ministry called Doorstep, in which we give out bagged lunches. If you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see a little bit about our Helping Hands ministry, which is a food pantry that's been running out of these doors for what, 30-something, 40 years? One of the oldest continually running food pantries in the city of Knoxville, right here in St. James. Justice Knox. We work with over 20 area communities, congregations, Christian, non-Christian congregations that work for justice, seeing that justice happens in this community. Lots of things on the news that worry many of us and that we see, driving to work, that are our neighbors. And we're concerned about those things. And we are serious about the work that we do in our community. So some of the money that we raise tonight goes to supporting some of these ministries out of St. James.
Right on. Thank you, RJ. We do have some great ministries that happen in and from this place. You see some more things there. We've got folks who, before COVID, were getting into the prisons, but they're still maintaining some contact. And some people are starting to get back into prisons and visit with people. And we mentor folks when they come out. And just, some of the things that some of your gifts would go towards, like in the prisons, those guys love to send greeting cards to their families, and we've got an organization through which we can buy some really inexpensive gift cards to help them during different seasons, and we often do that. It means so much to them to have stamps and gift cards and be able to do that. So many great ministries happen here. We worship on Sunday morning. We are here together at 8 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. Right now. We're only wearing our masks, and we are, but we're gathering still. So if you're comfortable coming and wearing a mask and joining with us, you can come join us to worship. That's a ministry. And I always like to remind folks, our ministry, all our ministries come from that coming together and worshiping together. Room at the End, we join with CARM, the Knoxville Area Rescue Mission, during the colder months, January through March, and we provide some space when they have overflow on cold nights. We provide a meal for folks and just some time with them. And that's always a great, exciting thing. Did we show the people there's a mason jar on there somewhere where if say you don't want to buy anything, you've got enough stuff, maybe you're following that minimalist track, there's a mason jar here on the website somewhere, where you can click on that and you can make a contribution. You can just give a contribution. That is perfectly fine. Oh, I see it right there. Is that little mason jar right there? On that front page of the website, you can click on that and it'll take you to a place where you can just give a donation if you just don't see anything in particular that you think you want to buy. So that's open and you're able to give there. And you'll see, we listed some local places down the side there who've given to us, and some families, and some organizations, businesses have given already to support, and we appreciate the work they do. And we are really trying to be here for our neighbors, folks. Like I say, we don't just use this for ourselves. We also use our space to welcome recovery groups and support groups of all kinds. And that's a wonderful thing. I love seeing this place full, and we can welcome folks who come in here and need a space and find a place to be. So your gift tonight, your contributions and your bidding on these items will help us continue doing that work of being good neighbors. So how's that bidding going? I hope you folks are getting your bids in. I got outbid already, as in you. So, I'm busy here trying to do my thing and you're outbidding me. Right. Go right ahead. Go for it. What are some other items that might be good stuff?
Well, just before you get that, let me show you one more item of how to navigate the website. If you haven't scrolled down, you can find St. James on YouTube, which you might be watching us there. The registration, of course. John Mark mentioned cash donations. You can do that here on this part. If you keep scrolling down a little bit, you'll find a section called Auction Item Categories. If you click on that, there are tons of ways to look through on different ways to find different items, different kinds of items. So if let's go down to electronics, for example. It will load me onto here. So it looks like a Home Depot gift card. We got a Bose Wave radio. If we would go on there and look into there, there's currently a $60 bid going on it. And you can click on description, click on a bid, you can bid here. That puts up my bid. If I want to do that, just wanted to give you a quick example of what to expect on that website.
Excellent. Thank you so much for showing us that. And we'll remind you of some of those things from time to time, but hope you'll search around and find different items there and bid on the things you want and keep track of those throughout the evening. We also want to share some information. I think we've got some videos throughout the evening sharing about ways we keep our ministries connected. And so you'll see some of those coming up. And we'll have a special guest joining us soon. So do we have a video rolling soon? Or am I making that up?
I am a Tar Heel. I live in North Carolina. Don't frown. That was where I grew up and where I was raised. I have both a bachelor's from Mars Hill University over in Western North Carolina and a seminary degree from Southern Seminary. And I have traveled and been a minister of music for over 4 decades, mostly in Baptist churches, but strangely enough, my first church was a Methodist church. I have served as a Jewish cantor. I have lots of experience as a minister, as a staff member, and utilizing Realm. I've actually used ACS Technologies, which is the parent backup predecessor to Realm. I began using it as a pastor in the early 90s, late 80s. And so I have grown up with this product, which is just over 40 years of age. And in 2001, I had been serving at First Baptist Decatur outside of Atlanta for 12 years. And I finished that ministry. And lo and behold, the state ACS trainer said, come and be a trainer for me.
I've come to know that it is so much more than an online directory, that it has many different features that really help Realm live up to its name, which is real ministry. So if you could just comment on some of the most valuable and practical features other than a simple directory that Realm provides.
I always ask 3 questions, Kevin. I ask, how do you communicate with members of your congregation? And they'll use everything from text messaging and email and Facebook and social media and screens and printed media. So they communicate with the congregants in a lot of different ways. Then I ask the second question, how do congregants communicate with staff? And you'll get a lot of the same kinds of answers from that perspective. The third question is the valuable question as it relates to Realm, is how do congregants communicate with each other? And then the answer always comes back, well, they have to keep up with people's names and their addresses and their email addresses on their own as a personal matter to be able to communicate with members of the groups that they're in. Realm gives us a brand new way, because as you build groups in this system, as you build committees and teams in this system, everybody that's in those groups, once they log into Realm Connect, which is a mobile app, and they can do it from a browser as well, they'll be able to communicate, and I'll use 3 words that'll make sense: post, like a Facebook post, and reply to that post, and comment about that post, and pictures. And they can let them know when there's an event happening for their group. And they can log into that mobile app, and they can do all of those things through the Realm Connect app. Additionally, they can manage their giving. They can give once, they can set up their recurring giving. They can see what events that they're a part of and register for events. And they can go out there and say, I'd be glad to serve as an usher on the first and third Sundays of the month. And then whoever's leading that program will be able to schedule you to serve on the first and third Sundays of the month. So it's an overall total package of capability of community and communication for your church.
Okay, there you just saw a video there. We were talking to David Childers there about Realm, which is a online cloud system we're starting to learn to use here around St. James to learn to communicate better with each other and share information about our ministries. And as David said, about giving and how we do that. So it's a pretty handy thing. I got the app. I could check how much I had pledged and where I was in my pledge, which is a good thing to help remember me and my household to keep up with our intention to give. But also when we were meeting outside, we were meeting inside for a little bit, and we were registering for that. We had people register through that. So it's a neat device to keep us connected. So it's having all these ministries and serving all these folks. It does take sharing some ministries. RJ has left his screen. Where is he going? I don't know. He's creeping along. I think he's headed to the attic that you see there. So what are you looking at, RJ?
So we have here on display, of course, you can pick up a lot of the items later in the week. This is the ruby ring that we showcased a little bit earlier. And sorry, I was getting a little feedback. It was hard to concentrate. So I wanted to take the earbuds out. But we have so many things to show you. What should we go for first, John Mark? What do you think? Pull up something on the screen and I'll find it for you.
Let's see. Those are nice. I like the picture of St. James up here.
Oh, yeah.
Show them that.
Yeah, you can't, we don't have panning capability, so I'll bring some of the items forward to you. Kevin can just keep it still. This is a picture of St. James. I think it was a mock-up picture by the architect before the renovations happened, what, in the 50s when the expansion happened from the original building that was built in the 20s.
That's right.
So this is an original sketch of mock-up that the architect had. The architect is Barbara McMurray, architects here in Knoxville. And so that's going. It's an architectural rendering. It's item 001, and you can pull it up on the website. You can search by number and be able to find that. So just wanted to showcase some of the items that we have up here. We'll have some, I'll pretend to be Vanna White here and give you a more live version and viewing of kind of what the size of things are and what things look like. So.
Thank you. Yes. And as we said, you can go to SJ Neighbor Day if you haven't gone there yet. That's where you can register. You only have until 7 p.m. to register. But you can, once you registered, you're
set to bid and to bid on items like that architectural rendering and some of the other items we've got there online. There's a great cast iron fire pit on there that we discovered it because there was we needed a welder around the place doing some work. Can you share the screen or I can't share the screen right now because, there's that whole Zoom thing. They're afraid to let me share the screen because I might, share too much. I do that. I'm an overshare it.
It's quite hefty. So,
oh, there you go.
It is solid iron. It's a beautiful little piece. Woo. I'm gonna mute myself, but I'll let you look at this real quick. Item number 148, iron fire pit. That thing's got to weigh at least 75 pounds.
Said that's crafted locally by an architect, not an architect, a welder here in town. So that we've used here at St. James. I've been very happy with their work. A beautiful fire pit there. Today was a nice cool day. Had that rain last night and woke up and it actually felt like fall a little bit today. So get that fire pit and get some fires going. That'd be lovely. Get some wood. What else we got going? Let's see here. We've got some furniture, some cool looking furniture, Victorian dresser, those kinds of cool things. What else we got that's good here? RJ, are you heading up to look at things or?
You want me to model?
I guess so. Oh, there goes Kevin. He didn't mean to be on screen. He says, I don't know why. We got some great furniture. I wanted to showcase the furniture. We have a wooden banker
Here, I'll take this little pad off. Let's see, show you what a beautiful little piece of furniture here. And that even comes with it. We have a roll top little secretary desk, which I know Rick Brown had his eye on. So Rick, you better keep your eyes on the bidding. This is item 006. Pulls out nice little writing desk. Some drawer space. A nice little piece here. We have a Victorian Era Dresser with its has an original mirror to it. Nice drawers. Has a nice side. Used to have the wash basin here. And back in the day when there wasn't indoor plumbing, you'd have a wash basin by your bedside or in your bedroom instead of having the master bathroom. And then next is a bunch of items on top, but the bed itself is also up for bid. It's a bookcase desk. It's very solid. Kevin and I moved it yesterday, and this top is, I guarantee, solid wood. It was a feat to get it over here with the help of Father Livermore. So thank you, Charles, for the use of your truck and your trailer. What else should we look at? That's a hamper. Oh yeah, I forgot about the hamper. It has a little hamper that pushes up underneath the bookcase part of the bed. I thought that was a neat little feature. So that's item 134, the bookcase bed. There's a couple of these tables. All the items up on top of it, there are a bunch of the soup tureen, there's some vases, there's some pictures, but the table itself is a nice little small desk to put up against in a small bedroom. Oh, behind you, the Christmas tree. Is that what you're pointing at, Kevin? Kevin's directing you with sign language that I'm not very good at reading. This Christmas tree is up for auction. I don't see its number, but it is. Look for it under Christmas tree. he's going to pan over here too. So I want to show off this nice little writing desk. Thank you, thank you. Nice little solid wood writing desk that has not been used too often, unfortunately, but it's a beautiful piece of furniture. It's Paula Dean's own furniture collection, so I'm sure it's made with extra butter. But this drawer comes out and these folds down, so you can put a keyboard on the inside and use it as a nice little desk for your office. And if you're looking for a desk, here's a nice little desk lamp that would go with it as well. So peruse the website and take a look at all the many things that are up for auction. And we're going to have a special guest join us in just a minute. So back to you, John Mark.
Thanks, RJ. You were excellent at that. Should you need a little fallback career, I think you're doing fine. So we'll keep you on as clergy as well. But yeah, so many items there. That was great to highlight some of that furniture, to check out some of those things, those desks, the student desks that are actually adjustable in height and can fit nicely in a place and are quite versatile. A lot of great things there, and encourage you to check that out. You'll learn more about on the website. You'll learn about how it works, that once you register, remember you only have until 7 p.m. to get registered. But once you've bid, you'll be notified via email. If you're outbid, you'll be notified. And then tomorrow afternoon, you get a call to sort of verify that you actually won, and they'll help you figure out when to pick up and pay for things next week. So we've got all of that planned out for you. So you can bid away tonight and prepare to get your items next week. So also here at St. James, I'm getting all kinds of signals. Uh-oh, who is this? Someone has dropped in to see us. Hey, hello, it's Bishop Brian Cole, the Bishop of the Diocese of East Tennessee, of which St. James is part of the Diocese of East Tennessee. Welcome, Bishop Cole.
Thank you, John Mark. Good evening, RJ. It's good to join you all on this Neighbors Day. You all are a great neighbor to the people of Knoxville and the neighborhood where you all serve. And it's good to join you all and to celebrate that.
Welcome, Bishop. It's good to see you.
So how's the evening going?
Well, Brian, we have been showing off some good items. I told him I'm all about the food items. There's a coffee gift certificate that's already gone out of my range right now, but you know how that goes. But there's also a lot of good salad items that you can't eat, and that people are bidding on those, and we're excited about that. And we've talked about some of our ministries here that we feed people in word and deed, and how exciting that is. And I know you get around the diocese and see all kinds of ministry happening, and we're thankful for you doing that and bringing back some leadership to us to help guide us in this.
Well, let me also just say the way in which earlier this year, St. James, just in hosting the Pride Mass, what a great neighbor you were to a lot of people. And to Knoxville, people from all over East Tennessee came to celebrate that Eucharist, and in our LGBTQ community that needs to know there are neighbors out there for them in the life of the church. You all showed up and then some. So thank you for that. And again, what you all do in the neighborhood and the community is profound. So if folks are considering bidding or increasing your bid, again, this is money that's going to support ministry that goes beyond the walls of St. James. So a really good investment.
Thanks for that. That was a great evening with the Pride Mass. Thank you. We are a congregation that's committed to welcoming folks, no matter how they choose to identify and are choose to love. And we believe we are a place where all can know God's love, and we seek to be that. So I'm excited to be a part of this community. I've been here how long have I been here? 12 years myself. How about that? It's
So
been a while.
I don't golf, and I don't know that any of us golf, but are those golf clubs that someone can bid on?
It is actually, there's a golf bag.
Ah.
So if your clubs are running loose and free, we got a golf bag for you. There used to be lots of jokes about Episcopal priests playing golf, but
Yeah.
I guess somehow we missed out on that. That was before my time. They didn't teach that in seminary for me.
Same here. Same here. RJ, you're not a golfer, are you?
I am not a golfer. My sister just picked it up. She's 11 years younger than me, so I don't know what that means. She's not an Episcopalian, so she can teach me.
So while she might not be an Episcopalian, she could have an Episcopal golf bag. If you want to reach out to her, text her, whatever, and say, "Hey, sis, there's a golf bag that might have your name on it."
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that because, Christmas is coming up. And what a great way to get Christmas shopping, but to support your local St. James neighborhood ministries.
Yeah. So again,
So-
if your
so
sister's
Bishop-
doing it, yeah.
So today is a celebration of Neighbor Day. So
Ah.
as a priest or as a bishop of the church and priest before that, what comes to mind when you hear the word neighbor?
Well, I immediately think of the parable of the Good Samaritan and the ways in which Jesus expands the definition of what it means to be a neighbor. And so, because I think when we read the New Testament, Jesus is constantly pushing the bounds on who we think is included. So the neighbor is that person in front of me in need. The neighbor is that child of God who I have some commitments to. It doesn't have to be kinship or tribe. It's just you're made in the image of God. So, I think, again, the pandemic has been a time that's tested our ability to understand that we're in this together and not just pandemic. We're just in this thing called life and common life together. So when I think of neighbor, I think of anybody we encounter in our world and in our streets. And again, I'm grateful both for St. James and for the Diocese of East Tennessee. I think our folks get that and live that out. And I think, again, my hope is this time of COVID has allowed us to kind of double down on our commitments to each other and to the neighbor and to the person in need. And realizing it's not just that they're a person in need, they're also people that teach us. So it's not just always us doing something for others as much as together we learn together. And so that's my thought about neighbor. RJ, for you, what does it mean to be a neighbor?
Well, Tyson House, which I'm a priest here at St. James, but also over on campus at UT, and we're studying the parable of the Good Samaritan at Bible study, and we're using a book by A.J. Levine, who's a Jewish New Testament scholar, and she reminded us that Samaritan in the first century to first century Jews was not a positive term. It's not one that they received as, oh, that's my friend. In fact, it would be quite the opposite. And I think something for us to remember that when we hear Good Samaritan, it might be the good people that we don't like so much, those good people on the other side of the tracks from us, the people that harass us, the people that we have demonized. And those are our neighbors too. And so before we are too quick to justify ourselves, to remember that the Good Samaritan is really to remind us to look within ourselves and say, who are those people that I don't want to be neighbors with? Because those are the people that God is calling us to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I think so often I've discovered, you mentioned before serving as a bishop, in parish ministry, it was often those folks that I found most challenging sometimes to connect with, that ultimately they taught me about my own shortcomings, right? So it wasn't that, oh my gosh, it's so hard to love so-and-so. It's like, no, there are parts of me that are deeply selfish, right? Or deeply prejudiced or judgmental. And so it's often those folks who reflect to me my own need for more grace and more growth. So yeah, AJ Levine is good, solid stuff. Yeah. John Mark, I'm assuming those coins behind you, that's not to scale, right? I mean, because yeah.
No, they are not indeed.
Okay.
They are not indeed. But no, it's a little background. Which folks on the website, if you go to SJ Neighbor Day, which is right up there, .com, there is that little symbol. You can just click on that and contribute, or you could bid on some things. When you talked about growing in grace, I was reminded that this whole journey of seeking to love our neighbor and sometimes finding, loving those people, like you guys mentioned, that means sometimes those people who are very different than us, maybe not, they have different ways of doing things and we might find that strange and we're judgmental right away. One of the things that helps me grow in grace is prayer, doggone it, is just some being still, being quiet. And one of the things that helps me pray, one of my methods of prayer, the contemplative practice I have, some would look at it and call it fishing. I call it casting a line in the water, because rarely does a fish wind up being anywhere involved with that activity. But I love it. And I know we love some of the same parts of the country. We love Black Mountain, North Carolina, both you and I. And I go over there and love to fish in the Swananoa River. And I can cast a whole lot and just really feel at peace. And there's a fishing rod up for bid here. If you guys want to do that, we got plenty of rivers around here. One of my teachers, Barbara Holmes, says that's the way that she prays and meditates. Funny thing about Dr. Holmes is she says she does not like to bait the hook or take the fish off the hook when she catches it. And so she has to get her husband to do all that for her. But everything else I'm fine with. So I thought that was interesting. But I do bait my own hooks and I'll take the fish off if I do catch them. And usually they're so tiny, I have to let them release them. But truly, those kinds of things do help me kind of meditate and pray, just being out there in the world and casting a line in the water. I'm often thinking about those neighbors and about, like you said, I loved how you said, sometimes we're challenged in our own selves, that somebody challenges those prejudices that are in us, those prejudgments we have, and kind of makes us go, hey, wait a minute, what's going on with me that I can't stop and listen to this person or see this person. And that's certainly been highlighted a lot during our pandemic. In a lot of ways, on a national scale, international scale. We had a great discussion using some material from the Episcopal Church, had a great discussion about race. And that was really challenging, for us to hear about different perspectives and even realize there's some history that just wasn't taught to a lot of us who look like the three of us. And then also we've mentioned Justice Knox that does community organizing. That has caused me to listen to our neighbors and really think about some of the systemic problems, some of the problems that are going on. We love to feed people here, and that's great. But then sometimes we have to stop and ask, why are we having to feed the same people? Why are the same people coming back for help? Is there something in our system that could change? And Justice Knox is an organization that seeks to work on that. And I'm excited to be a part of that. Folks, I want to remind you that you only have until 7 p.m. to register on the website to bid. You can keep bidding up until 8 o'clock, but to be registered to bid, you got to register by 7. So there's only a little bit of time to do that. So do that, and you can contribute. You could get that fishing rod, that cast iron fire pit, all kinds of fun stuff.
And is it true, John Mark, if I go to sjneighborday.com, I can just go there and just make a contribution?
Yes, you could do that tonight, or you could do that all week long.
All the people in St. James TV land, Susan and I don't need any more stuff. We have plenty of stuff. But once I get off this Zoom call, I'm going to go to sjneighborday.com and I'm going to make $100 contribution to SJ Neighbor Day. And so if you don't need a fishing rod, or if you don't need a golf bag, don't just watch this for just the quality content that it is. at least make a contribution. And if you want to join me in the Bishop Challenge, this is the Bishop Challenge, that if you want to watch this, it's fun, but it costs $100 to watch this. And I'm going to pay $100 to watch myself with these two great priests. John Mark, I was in Black Mountain last Saturday. I had to preach a funeral, was invited to preach a funeral at St. James Black Mountain, and we got to walk along the greenway there behind the closed bylaw. So we got to walk along the Swannanoa River. And I'm pleased to report that Dynamite Roasting Coffee, I have found it in the Earth Fair in Turkey Creek. So this morning I went and bought some coffee at Earth Fair of Dynamite Roasting. So I was really excited about that. But again, fishing rods, golf bags, maybe that Christmas tree is for sale or up for bid. Maybe
It
also,
is.
I see some, is it some fine china with the, is that also, or is that stay at the building? Does the china get to go?
Oh no, there's some tableware, all that stuff in our little attic. I might run over there for a second. Excuse me.
Sure. While John Mark is running again, I'm going to give $100. And so the bishop is challenging everyone. If you don't want to purchase anything or bid anything, at least give just in the St. James Neighbor Day, SJ Neighbor Day. So I'm going to do that at the end of this time. Susan, I give $100. Oh my gosh, here comes.
I'm not going to encourage you to gamble, my friends.
Uh-oh.
But I will tell you to play games. So, but here's a nice way to play games. This box with chips and cards. I often tell people in premarital counseling to play games together because, man, you can learn a lot about your partner playing games together. And it's great for families. Conversations come up. I won't tell you about my wife and I having any kind of arguments and disagreements and maybe working them out over a card game. I won't say that. Maybe that happened or not, but bid on this, play some games, friends. What else is good? All right. So some lovely coins, American Eagle coin, Susan B. Anthony coin, mint editions for you guys in the cases.
Yeah.
So check those out. People love a little coin action. What else is fun? Lots of coins on there. If you people are into coins, 2012 proof set, you could buy that for that grandchild born in 2012. I'm saying Merry Christmas to them.
Sure.
I've been cooking some during the pandemic. Here's a lovely soup tureen. There you go. It's getting cool.
Try it. It's
Time to
October.
make some soups.
Does that come with the soup included or the soup's not included?
It's not included.
Yeah, the soup's not included. Okay.
I could make you some in my Instant Pot sometime. I made some lovely kidney bean rajma last night.
Nice.
A little Indian dish, just in case you're wondering, but it's a lot
Nice.
of beans. So this is fun. I totally dig this. This Antler candle holder, item number 157. It might not be to everyone's taste, but there's a cabin somewhere in East Tennessee that needs this. And you
Sure.
could put it there. So item 157, Antler candle holder. Those are real antlers.
Well, and if Brother Andrew's watching, I could see that in his office at Diocesan House. He has very unique tastes, and I could see that in the office. Is he here? Is he there?
I don't know if he's on or not, but Father RJ was quite entertained by that. We might have to go together and buy this as a gift for Father RJ.
You know, yeah, I think
Andrew.
if that doesn't go, that should go, I think, crazy top dollar. But if not, I think Brother Andrew might need to end up with those. So
Yeah, it's going to happen. Brother
And
Andrew is a friend of ours at the diocese who does all kinds of great things.
Yep.
So what are some other fun things I could show him?
And I guess Brother Andrew would say he's dearly loved, right? So we should give him the antlers because he's dearly loved. Dearly.
I tell you what, you, if this bishop thing doesn't work out, stand-up comedy.
Sure.
Hey, oral health, my friends.
Hmm.
It's not just about your teeth. It's about your heart and all kinds of things, and about kissing. So, because after you play that card game and you make up, you got to kiss. So, toothbrush here, electric toothbrush. It'll change your life, the electric toothbrush. If you're still using the manual thing, come on, it'll change your life. And it'll make you feel good when you go get those teeth cleaned and they go, oh my gosh, you've done so well. What have you been doing? A lot of people digging into hobbies. There's a sewing machine here. It's kind of, I might throw my shoulder out reaching back there. But there's a new sewing machine, item 19, for you hobbyists out there. Lots of fun stuff. So what do you think this? Okay, thanks, Kevin. So this is a 19th century fan framed in a box, I guess you would call that, a shadow box or something. But there's a little painting on there with some scenes. I don't know if you can see that, but they look rather 19th century scenes, courtly scenes there. But fun item to decorate that home of yours, home or office, anyone? So Bishop Brian, we're talking about a lot of these things have to do with hobbies and things people do. What do you do for fun?
Oh, for fun? Well, I like walking. I've become a much more intentional walker in this year. I'm a big film buff. I like film. And I love to explore an good old used bookstore. The good old used bookstore on Cherry Street in Black Mountain is no more. Missing that. And love to travel. Oh my gosh, what is that? That looks like a really attractive basket.
Oh, this is a Seagrass Basket. It says item number 183. Hopefully my wife is not watching, because there's stories about baskets. When we moved up here from Atlanta, Georgia, there were the movers came and they were packing things, and I had to tell them I had never purchased a basket myself because there were so many baskets. But you ought to look at this one though. Those of you who need it, look at there. Things that hold other things.
Sure. Yeah.
Those are always good.
Always good.
So
Hey, just a reminder to folks. Just a reminder to folks that you have about 9 minutes to register. Registration closes at 7 o'clock. So I just wanted to remind you of that. And Bishop, while we still have you on the line, I don't know if you heard about our Neighbor Day concert, which happened earlier this week, but we had Knoxville's Poet Laureate, Rhea Sunshine, was there, and she blew us away. She was absolutely amazing. And I just wanted to call your attention or anyone else's attention that the recording of that whole concert with the Emancipators, who is a music group out of Oak Ridge, and Rhea Sunshine, that whole concert is recorded up on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/St. James Knox. So check it out and check her out. She's quite amazing.
I saw some images of that, and Ray and I had played phone tag when she was named Poet Laureate for the city. I realized I'd like to meet her. So you reminding me, so first of all, I'm glad you all had her as a part of the event, and I will check that out. Is that chair available or?
Yes,
no?
It is. I think they call this a banker's chair, a wooden banker's chair, item number 37. Isn't that cool? Nice wooden chair. All right. And I've got some religious paraphernalia here. A spiritual aggregate, it says. The crucifix, little cross with the fish symbol, early symbol of Christianity, they say. This right here, some people would not be sure what this is. A friend of mine found one of these at a swap meet, and she said she saved it from holding Brillo pads in somebody's kitchen, because it looks like you could do that. But do you know what this is, folks?
Is that for holy water?
Ding, ding. So there is a devotional practice of folks hanging these in their home. And this would hold blessed water, say from when we have baptisms. You could actually request, say, hey, could I have some of that water to take home to put in my little home font? And a lot of people like to have that water by the door or when they come in or leave, and they might just touch their finger to it and make the sign of the cross as a reminder of their baptism, that they are marked with the waters of baptism. So you could have that in your home, as well as these other things here. The Holy Family here, nice little wooden carving, Holy Family wooden carving. So lots of fun stuff here to bid on, friends.
So I am hoping folks by now have gotten registered so they can bid. Again, I'm going to take the option of just making a donation. So, but go ahead and get registered to bid, and that way you'll have both options, right? And also, it was about 4 years ago, this very, I think, weekend, that Susan and I moved to Knoxville and bought the Knoxville News Sentinel on a Saturday and realized St. James Knoxville was having a dinner and auction. So the very, very first time that we hung out with Episcopalians in East Tennessee as Bishop-elect was a Saturday night at St. James Knoxville. And it was a great night. It might have been the very first time I met Ashton Sims and Anna and began that journey with them towards ordination, and met a lot of folk who have remained good friends to me and to Susan. We came home and there was some orange stuff. We bought some Pat Summit stuff that night. I think I got an orange, large, maybe overly large state of Tennessee thing that's somewhere in the house. But we hung out with you all. So this is a great tradition. I can only say that the items look even more impressive than ever. And if you need that wooden chair, this is the place to get it. And maybe think about the trifecta of the golf bag, the banker's chair, and the fishing rod. I think that covers a variety of emotions and ways of being in the world. Think about that. So do register. And again, I'm going to just, once we get off this call, and it's almost 7 o'clock, so it's kind of crazy late at our house, I'm going to leave here in a second. But thank you all for letting me join you. And again, St. James folks, you are a neighbor. In a time when we think about the future of the faith, the future of the church, the future is tied up in being transformed, and realizing that when we gather together, God's Spirit transforms us, and it allows us to be with others in the world and to be a different kind of light and a different source of love and mercy. So it makes total sense for St. James to practice being a neighbor, to be a blessing to all of Knoxville, to this wider community. Your witness is known across the diocese, across the state. Again, the folks who continue to speak to me about the Pride Mass, who thought, wow, like there's a church like this. And so it was a blessing to folks in a time when they needed a blessing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. John Mark and RJ, so grateful to serve with you all in the Diocese of East Tennessee.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna leave this call, but leave the call. I'm gonna go give $100 to the sjneighborday.com.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. We'll
Alrighty.
see you around the way, neighbor.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Oh.
Sorry, RJ was muted.
I'm sorry.
But he was telling you he's going to bring up a video. Sorry about that. Whoops, technical difficulties. Please stay tuned. RJ is going to pull up a video about Realm.
which is, again, a tool we're using to help us connect our ministries. And this is part of an interview with David Childers, who works with Realm and has been guiding and coaching us on it. So you got that video for us about getting some engagement going on using that.
Engagement means different things to different people, and church members are motivated to become engaged at different levels. Through your experience with many different churches, I won't ask you how many, but I know there have been many. What can you say about how Realm benefits everyone, regardless of the level that they choose to become engaged?
Well, I think the bottom line is the word engagement means to touch or to reach out to or to participate in or to be engaged in whatever that process is. And whether it's at the level of doing your giving, or it's the level of being a part of community, or the level of being a tool for communication, those three things allow engagement at whatever level a person chooses to be a part of the system from that perspective. You bring children to church on Sunday, the system allows the family to check those children in so that they're protected while they're in the property or where they're in the custody of the church. And that's engagement. That's allowing them to check in, to be a part of that community, of those classes, so that, number one, the teachers can reach out and say, hey, boys, glad to have your kids with us last Sunday, all the way down to saying, hey, we missed your daughter last Sunday. So the system facilitates that engagement. I love to tell a little short story. I was working with a pastor, and he sat down with us at lunch at a conference, Kevin, and he said, a year ago when we started using Realm, I had decided it wasn't for us. I had decided that our congregants wouldn't use it. We had a lot of senior adults in the congregation, and he said, I just didn't think they'd want to get into digital community and communication. He said, we're used to sending out paper newsletters and communicating with them on the phone. And I just didn't think people would plug in that were, especially of the senior adult group of the congregation. Well, he proceeded to tell us that he was also, in addition to being the lead pastor, he was also over the LLL group. That was the Living Long and Loving It group. The Living Long and Loving It group. That was their senior adult group. And they met every Tuesday for lunch and then Bible study and fellowship and community. And so they were used to being together. He says, but I was a good doobie. And he says, I promoted this communication tool and this community tool with members of Living Long and Loving It. He said, that was a year ago. He said, there were over 100 folks in that group. And he says, I wasn't really sure how much they plugged into using it. He said, until today. He said, this morning, a member of the group posted in the app, in the Connect community, my wife has just fallen. We're in the ambulance and we're headed to the emergency room because we think she's broken her hip. Now, he posted that to the Living Long and Loving It group. And this pastor said, within 20 minutes, over 85 members of the senior adult group in their church had replied to that post in Realm Connect. He said, they said, do we need to go to the house and close up something, pick up something? Do we need to meet you at the emergency room? Typical church group, would we need to bring you some food? They wanted to say to him, they'd be praying for them and reaching out to them very shortly to care for that family in that emergency situation. Now, that's the senior adult group in that church. He said, I'm a believer. He said, I know that Realm becomes an engagement opportunity for our congregation. He said, if our seniors have bought in, he says, I know members of the congregation are buying into using this system. And he said, a lot of these senior adults have kids who are tech-minded or have grandkids. And he said, those senior adults have a device so that they can do FaceTime and so that they can see pictures of their grandkids. And so they have the tool of community and communication. So that story helps you to understand in a very simple way how Realm becomes community and a communication system for groups within your church.
Okay, so you've learned some more about Realm, those especially members of St. James who are watching tonight. But if you're not a member of St. James, you can keep bidding. Hopefully you've registered by now to bid. The registration to bid is closed, is ended, but we'll continue that actual bidding until 8 p.m. You can go to SJ Neighbor Day and donate, and you can look for this little image here behind me and look for ways you could donate to the ministries of St. James as we feed and tend God's sheep in our community. We're feeding folks. And so I think Father RJ is going to share the website screen and show you that one feature we've got. You can see that little rolling, the little scrolling there at the top. Yeah, right, he's pointing that out. Those are things that don't have a bid yet. So you can get in on bidding on those things now. And you know that there's only an hour left, or 56 minutes left to be exact. And those things don't have a bid on them, but you could get in on it now and get a great deal and give to some good causes of feeding our neighbors, providing a space for support groups and folks coming together in the community. So I encourage you to keep bidding and enjoy those things. I've got here this scuba, or not scuba set, this is a snorkel kit. You could bid on that. I think there's also some scuba lessons in there. So start with snorkeling and then take some scuba lessons. That could be fun. As always, I said, you can give without bidding on anything. If you don't want to just buy an item, that's fine. Let's look at that quartz there. I don't think there's a bid on the quartz right up there. Do you see that? That's a beautiful little thing there. An artisan right here in our congregation, Reggie Hulsey, cuts gems and diamonds and things like that. And he cut that to show it off beautifully. Actually, they're bringing it for me to actually show you the quartz. So I can hold that up to the camera there. You can see that. It's a beautiful little stone, catches the light beautifully. So you can bid there on that. Citrine quartz, genuine.
I have something I'm going to show off a little bit over here. Well, you know, it is October. It's only 2 weeks away from Halloween. And Kevin just brought this item over to me. It is a Jillian porcelain doll, which I mentioned Halloween because dolls are slightly terrifying to me. I think I've watched too many horror films, but this may remind you of a great horror film, and it's just in time for Halloween, so you can include this in your. But in all seriousness, this is a collectible item, Jillian brand porcelain doll. Very nice, good condition. It's from Cottage Collectibles. So that's item 109. Back to you, John Mark.
Thank you so much. I was going to show off this this little, well, you can't see it. My background doesn't really help me. I might have to turn that background off. There we go. I've turned that background off. That wasn't helping me. This right here is a luminary, and it's called an encaustic luminary. I'll show you that. It's made of wax and something else, Damar, whatever, but there's a scene on there, a woodland sort of scene. And it has a little battery powered votive in it. And then it comes with a little wooden stand there, a nice little decorative piece there, a little votive. So look at that. I don't think that has any bids yet. So jump on that. Nice little item. What do you have over there? Are you still playing with dolls?
I've stopped playing with dolls, but I do have a kids snorkeling kit. So it comes with this great little, it's like a, it's almost like a Ninja Turtle bag. But it comes with this small kid-size snorkeling mask with the snorkel. Retail price is $35. So I think the bidding is much lower. So hey, Christmas is coming up, y'all. This is a great little gift for a young friend that likes the water. So I encourage you to check it out on our website.
Excellent. You mentioned Christmas coming up there. You know that 12 Days of Christmas, which some people don't realize that actually starts on the 25th and goes through to Epiphany, January 6th. But there's that song, the 12 Days of Christmas. And then we have a lovely porcelain box here showing off the 3 French hens. I'm showing you the lid right now, but it's a porcelain box with that enamel 3 French hens there. Let me show you the box. Nice little box there. There's a lovely little Christmas collectible commemorating that song. You got some more Christmas stuff too.
You are correct. Look at this. This will fulfill your Christmas dreams, or your loved ones who need a Christmas snowman teapot. Look at that. That is very cute. So Christmas is coming up, y'all. You need all your paraphernalia for Christmas.
All right. And if you're not into the Christmas thing, I was talking about fishing and being out there, and I've seen quite a few lily pads over this summer. And these are some we've got 2 lily pad sculptures, item 137. And those are glazed and lovely little decorative pieces there. Also got, what do I have here? A Wedgewood Trinket Box. There you go. Nice little, looks like a little woodland scene there. A nice little pastoral scene and little flowers around it there. That's item 71071. So, and it's actually a Great Smoky Mountains Wedgewood Trinket Box. That's supposed to indicate the Great Smoky Mountains. So there you go. Join the fun.
And I know summer just ended, so you may need something to remind yourself of warm weather, being in tropical climes. Well, this is a great little photograph of some sea turtles. It's a green sea turtle by Mermaid Photography. Heather Jones is the photographer, and it's already mounted on this. So it's not it's kind of a directly mount on the wall kind of frame. Sorry about the glare, but the nice little item there up for bid. It's item 065, and John Mark has something very similar.
There's a queen angelfish on this one. I do not catch these kind of fish, although I have seen them while snorkeling. So beautiful photograph of that decorative piece there. You can bid on that if you've got a nature lover or love some nature yourself. You're looking for that.
And Jesus said, "You are the light of the world. Do not let your light be put under a bushel, but put it on a stand." And here's a great stand. It's a lead crystal lamp stand. So this is item 10, 010, item 10, lead crystal lamp. Nice, pretty little thing. And a candle actually goes in it. So it's a little tea light candle. I think you can have a variety of different sizes for that, but nice little item there.
All right. And some people are quite familiar with Thomas Kincaid. We've got a Thomas Kincaid painting here. It is the Good Shepherd. We talk about here at St. James about we're feeding and tending God's sheep, but there's that item 11, the Good Shepherd. A lot of people know Thomas Kincaid's work, and this is a print of that, the Good Shepherd Cottage. So bid on that little piece there.
And John Mark, I'm going to share my screen again just to remind folks that they can. Oh, there it is. No, why don't you do the next item real quick? Sorry, I'm having.
Yeah, you work on that. So let's see. This says large mochila. I don't even know what a mochila is, but it looks like to me it's a bag. So it looks like a lovely handcrafted sort of bag there, woven bag. Those of you, again, who love things to put that hold other things, a nice bag with a strap here, kind of sashy. If you're, well, let me see. I could model it, I suppose. The sashiness. Yes, I love a good man bag, and I would be, bold enough to say this is a man bag. Some would
Yes.
not, but it's look at there. It's got a little nice little sash.
It even has a tassel.
Tassel. See, what do I know? There you go. So that is item number 108.
You're going to sashay away in that, John Mark. All right. Let me show you the website one more time. Here is the stjamesneighborday.com website up here at the top. If you scroll on down, you can find how to bid. Of course, registration is closed now, but you have another 45 minutes to bid, so get those bids in quickly. And if you would like not to bid or buy anything, if you have too much stuff already, you can give a cash donation. And that the cash donations do not end with our matching gift. You can give all week long. So I encourage you, if tonight's not tonight, you can do it to the end of the week and still be part of the Neighbor Day celebration fundraiser.
That is correct.
And next,
yes.
Yeah, I'm going to share our next little part of the interview that we had with David Childers. David, yeah, and let me pull that up for you real quick, and we'll be back with you in just a moment.
Many of our groups, our ministry groups and teams, have grown accustomed over the years to ordinary email. And it is hard, I think, to embrace something new. But there are some very specific, and you touched on them. I'd like for you to highlight them one more time about the difference between the chat or the inbox or the tools that Realm has versus traditional email.
I just got off the phone in a Zoom session with a staff, pretty large staff, in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. And this was pastors and admins and several staff members are sitting in the room together. And I love asking the question. I'll say, on your mobile device, what have you done today? And without question, every one of them say, well, we've done text messaging. We may have used it for our Bible study this morning. Some of us used it for a map to how to get to someplace. They used it as their alarm clock. They used it as even as a phone, believe it or not. And so they used that device in lots of different ways to be using it for community and for communication. And so I say immediately, your congregants today are using Facebook, they're using Instagram, they're using Twitter, they're using TikTok is one of the new ones. They're using lots of different social media outlets. They hopefully are going to your church website. They're using text messaging. They're using chat in Messenger in Facebook. So they're already using lots of different communication tools. So they're not adverse. They're not opposed to using different kinds of communication tools. What sells Realm as a fantastic tool for community and communication is that they don't have to go out and find the people that they want to communicate with. Because they're in the database, the people that they want to be in community with are there as well. So if I put them together in a committee or on a team or in a choir or in a praise band, they are automatically in that Realm Connect app in that group together. And they can do posts and pictures and events and chat and email. All of those tools become at their disposal within that one central tool called Realm Connect, which makes it a powerful tool. What's a pathway? If I were to, in fact, I've been watching a YouTube video today about a guy using a new kind of camera that he took on a mountain hike, and this camera let him see a 360-degree view of that path that they were taking on this climb. Well, think of that as what a pathway is. How do I take a person from where they are to where they need to go? 3 examples. When somebody comes and worships with us as a guest for the first time, we certainly hope that they're going to come back again, that they're going to become involved in ministry and in giving and serving in our church. But how do we get them from being that first-time guest who were checking us out to becoming an active ministry participant in the congregation? What are the steps that we do? Do we make phone calls? Do we send them an email? Do we take them a loaf of bread to welcome them? What are the things that we do? What are the steps that we take to move them through the pathway toward membership? Another example, I am building a group of children's ministry leaders to serve in our church. Sally comes to me and she says, hey, I'd be willing to serve in the children's ministry. Well, let's be honest. There are some things that she's going to have to do to be prepared to serve in the children's ministry. Maybe a background check, maybe silhouetting or following someone who's already a teacher to know how we teach and what we teach, an opportunity to learn about the materials that we use to teach. She may have to do a safe sanctuary class that again shows how we protect and care for our kids when they're in our presence. That's a pathway, and she has to go through all those steps led by a pathway leader to then approve her as a children's ministry worker. And the whole system tracks all of this detail so that I can go back and say, who's finished the children's ministry pathway? Another example of a pathway is I'm getting ready for a mission trip, be it stateside or be it international. And I can say they need to get their passports, they need to get their shots, they need to turn in their medical information, they need to go and learn about the culture of the group of people that they're going to be a part of. So all of those are steps in the pathway to prepare them for ministry. So those are examples of what a pathway that's led by staff and by lay leaders to take people from where they are to where they want to go. That's pathways, and I think it's one of the most powerful pieces in Realm.
Okay. Okay, we learned some more about using Realm to help us keep our ministries connected. We do have lots of ministries, and we're continuing tonight to celebrate Neighbor Day, which highlights how we use our ministries and the people we share it with. We've had a lot of neighbors who gave to us for this. Some of the items you've seen donated, I mentioned like the snorkel equipment that was given by the Ski and Scuba Center. Downtown Dental donated the toothbrush, and a lot of individuals donated as well. But I want you to know also that some of the local businesses around have wanted to support us and given that way, and we appreciate that. So, and you too can continue to bid as long as you're registered. The registration did close at 7. Sorry about that, but bidding does continue until 8, and you can still bid on things. There on the website, I've got a couple of items here. Let's see. They're calling this a blue handkerchief vase. So you see there, it looks like a little folded handkerchief. It's glass, blue glass, perfect for a little candle holder there. And that's number 68 on the bidding there. What you got, RJ?
I've got a three-tier serving. They're like little baskets, like a little serving dish. You could dishes in there. The baskets are removable, and it's great for parties, I would say, or if you have just a lot of fruit you are keeping in your kitchen and you want to keep them separate. Hey, there you go. It's item 116, 3-tier server.
All All right, thank you. I got some gold pillows here. These are feather, and you see this gold cover here, nice and soft and veloury. There's 2 of those, item number 18. And RJ's got us some wildlife over there. Show us what you got.
I do have some zebra, another painting. I do not know the artist. It is not listed. It looks like it, but it's a nice print, an elusive zebra print, framed, beautiful condition, nice looking frame, nice looking print of a zebra, really beautiful. Item 049.
All right, excellent. Thank you. And remember, just reminding folks what you're supporting when you are giving to this and bidding on these items. This helps support our ministries that help feed people directly. We have 2 major feeding ministries we do. Well, we have 3 actually. We have the doorstep ministry that gives out little snack bags Monday through Thursday. And that helps folks, some folks who are on the streets who don't have a home, but then also folks who are maybe some of the day labor guys who are getting a job next door at the day labor place, say, hey, man, I need a lunch. And we provide just a little snack. And that's a great thing. We also have a food pantry every other week, giving out groceries to folks. And for some people, that makes a difference between paying for their prescriptions they need or buying food, and we can help supplement what they get. So speaking of food, there's a Southern Living cookbook up for bid. What's for supper? I love a good cookbook. 30-minute meals, everyone will love. Everybody is time is a factor these days. So I might have to look at that 30-minute meals. What about that? Oh, look, we got the website up there.
We do got the website back up here. I just wanted to take you back through the website again, stjamesneighborly.com. We do thank all of the folks who supported us. They're listed on the side here. Good Golly Tamale, Harbs, Carpet, Cheekwood Estate and Gardens, Three Rivers Market Co-op, the Cetera Advising Network. We give thanks to the Partridge family and the Yates family and the Stiller family, and to our friends at CTV, who we give special thanks to them this evening for hosting us live on CTV, so that we have a much wider audience. And so any folks that are joining us on CTV, we do give a warm welcome to you. Come see us sometime. Sunday mornings, we have worship at 8 o'clock and at 10:30. And we are masked, and we are trying to play safe with the ongoing pandemic, but we are meeting in person, and we send a special warm invitation and welcome to any of you who would like to come. We're located on 1101 North Broadway, and you can check us out. Our main website is stjamesknox.org. That's stjamesknox.org, and check out all the stuff that we have going on outside of the Neighbor Day stuff as well. So all of these items are still up for bid. We encourage you to check out all of those great things. So I'm going to turn it back to you, John Mark.
Great, thank you. I was just given another bag to show off. It looks like, again, some woven handcraft here, and with a zippered purse with strap. So kind of a turquoise-ish, maybe blue. I don't know. My Crayola had so many colors. I don't know what that might be. Periwinkle turquoise, perhaps. You could bid on that. There you go. Because you've got that friend who loves a bag. Again, holidays are coming up. Bid, support a good cause. Get a gift for a friend or loved one. So.
And I got another little butterfly vase full of butterflies. I know some folks who really loves some butterflies. This is really nice little vase. And I also have a little party crock pot, also up for bid. Great for probably dips and things of that sort. Nice party size crock pot. I always enjoy some of lovely items at some of our parties. Oops, sorry. It's still okay, even though I dropped it just a little bit.
You see this plaque here that we've got with these cherubs on it, a little lunette plaque that's highlighted there in the attic. That is still up for bid. There's only one bid on that, I think. So you could jump in and get that little decorative piece to show off and highlight your abode.
For you, right?
Excellent.
It's a little cherubs at play plaque. And I think it's fairly light, so it's not made of solid stone, so you can hang it pretty easily in your house. I encourage you.
Stone look.
The stone look. But it's like plaster, but it's probably something lightweight. I'm not sure what it's made of, but nice.
Excellent.
Show you some of this other artwork. Here's a great little piece from Gay Street, the Tennessee Theater. Beautiful little piece. Item 106. We have they have two different prints of irises. They're pretty large. There's this one's purple, the other are pink.
Excellent.
A couple of prints with some inspirational Bible verses on it. This is from Isaiah 35.
So yes, if you want to decorate your walls, we have many options for that. And if you need to protect your walls, we have an option for that. There is a set of fire extinguishers, my friend. So you need a couple of these fire extinguishers from Fire Pro Sales and Service right here. So protect those walls that you're hanging things on. Have those around for safety, your wall, your boat, your whatever you might have that needs fire extinguisher. We're here for you. I'm not going to pull the pin tonight, but you could bid on these and keep things safe and support a good cause, providing a safe space for folks around this neighborhood to find some food, to find a place to be with others.
And I got our last little segment of our conversation with David Childers about how we connect as a parish using the software called Realm. So let me share that with you all.
Even though we're going to create an environment that encourages folks to use this so-called technology, even the word technology is a bad word for some people. There are people who will profess to not be tech savvy or refuse to do it. And I've got to believe that that is universal. It's happening everywhere. And there are churches that have designed some pretty clever ways. You can't force them to become tech savvy, but there are adjustments that or accommodations that a church might consider doing so that no one feels excluded or left behind. Can you share some of the ideas that you have seen?
I'll give you three. Number one, I'm going to have some what I call resident experts. I want them to be of various ages, not just the young geek that has the wire rim glasses. I want to find that median adult and that senior adult who does know how to use technology. And I'm going to set them up in locations around the church house and say, if you have questions about Realm and how to use it, go and find one of our gurus. And I've got signage up that tells them that they can go and ask that person, how can technology help me? How can this tool help me? Number two, 10 years ago, I would have very easily have said, yeah, I don't think this is going to work for our senior bunch because they're not into technology so much. Do you know that there is now by the AARP that they even sell something called a grandpad, not an iPad, not a Windows device. They call it a grandpad. And you know what it is? It's nothing but an iPad that's designed for senior folks with larger print and so on and so forth. And so even AARP is now pushing and encouraging, and they are going to be using technology moving forward. In fact, here's my mantra, and I stick by it. If your senior members of your congregation have grandkids, or if they have children who are themselves tech-minded, those grandparents are going to have technology tools. They may have a hard time remembering the password, but they're going to want to get on and look at pictures of the grandkids. They're going to want to do FaceTime, and maybe even, as I did the other night with a 6-year-old, read a story right there on FaceTime. So that became involved in technology. And I didn't think of it as technology. I thought of it as being with my kids and being with my grandkids. And so developing community type tools and encouraging the leaders of the groups to let them help you be the salespersons is a great way to spread that technology. Now, I must say, to finish that statement, do not expect 100% of your congregation to buy in. If you get within a year, notice I didn't say within the first month, within a year, if you can get 60 to 80% of your congregation in, pat yourself on the back. That has been a great win and a fabulous new way of communication and community with your congregation. That will not happen unless you strategize what I call campaigns to get people to start using the system. E-giving is one of those. This church that I met with today from Kentucky, they said, and I quote, "Even though we've been in a pandemic and haven't set foot on the church campus in almost 2 years, our ministry has expanded. We've taken on new staff members. We have grown because people have been virtually involved in worship and in serving. And they're even doing a process in that church of what they call tithe the tithe. They actually now take 10% of their tithe that comes in, and they've been helping community ministries through the giving of their congregation. So it's telling me that they've used technology during a time when there was so much negative about COVID and about this pandemic that has been a powerful tool of ministry and using growth for the church and for the community from that perspective. So thinking about it not as technology, but as a ministry tool helps to sell that to the congregation as well.
All right, we learned some more about using that device, and I hope using that tool, Realm, and I hope that folks who are part of St. James will connect with that and use that as a way that we can share together and help us do our ministry better and serving and loving our neighbors. A lot of our neighbors contributed to this project, our Neighbor J project, before we ever got on air and before we ever started bidding. A lot of these donations came from local businesses, or they just contributed. AC Lawn Care, Elders Hardware, you've seen there's some items for bid there. Archer Heating and Air is offering a service. You can get things checked out. It's probably a good time of year to get all that checked out. You don't want to find out that your heating is not working that first really cold night. ServPro has chipped in. K-Brew, right across the street from St. James here, serving coffee. Ruby Tuesday, Soccer Taco, Bliss are all some businesses in town that have contributed to this. And it's really great to see our neighbors who believe in us and believe that we're doing good work here in the community, helping support us. So thank them next time you see them. And note also that many of those have things up for bid. So check that out. and make a bid on some things there. You've still got time until 8 o'clock to make a bid, or you could just look for that stack of coins picture that you see behind me on the website at sjneighborday.com and just make a donation. Otherwise, there are some great items that you could bid on and get.
All right.
You know,
Am I? Yeah, I am not on mute. Yeah, just wanted to bring you back over here, and you do have little more than 20 minutes left to get your bids in. So I encourage you to go through that. Right up here at the top of the screen, oh, looks like we have bids on everything. There is a bid on everything. So that's a good sign. So look through and make sure your favorite items you've not been outbid. You should be getting notifications through your email if you have been outbid. So keep an eye on that. Look at all these beautiful items. We did not even showcase some of the rugs. John Mark, if you take over, I will go up to the front real quick.
all right, sure. I can take over and tell you a few more things. As RJ said, you can bid up until 8 o'clock, and you'll get unofficial notice when it's over tonight if your bid won. And then tomorrow you'll get a call in the afternoon, and they'll tell you about how you can pick that up and make your payment. And that's going to be next week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We'll have folks here for you to pick things up. RJ and Kevin are moving some things around to try and show off some stuff up there. What are y'all doing?
I wanted to show off these gorgeous rugs.
Right.
I don't know if I'm unmuted. They're handmade. I don't know how to pronounce it, but they're hand-stitched rugs. They're really gorgeous. And the colors, just fantastic. There's 2 of them, and they're matching. And I just wanted to really highlight that they were fantastic items. There's a couple of sets of dishes here from the 40s, it looks like. There's a dogwood, so it has, hold these closer to you. It's a set of,
Turn yours off. We're seeing the brick wall.
oh, okay. I'll be right back. John Mark, you take over. I'll bring these back to you in a minute.
Okay. Or muted yourself. Okay. So RJ was showing those rugs. You can bid on those, and the dishes there. Don't forget those couple of really great desks and some furniture pieces. Christmas tree. Time to get ready for that. It is getting to be that time of year. Some fun dishes.
Sorry about that. I had my earbuds in my hand and I unmuted myself by touching them. Technology, right? So I just wanted to highlight the dogwood serving dishes. There's 3 items. It's a little gravy boat, small serving dish, and a larger 2-section serving dish. This is item 058, a dogwood serving. What else have we not shown off yet? A few items. Hey, this antler holder. I think Brother Andrew will be very disappointed if we do not get that for his item, John Mark. So I have not checked on the bidding of that yet. There's a couple of really cool vases, handmade vases. Nice. Looks like a painting of a bird on the front from Puerto Vallarta. Here's some stoneware vases or pitchers as well. Very nice little items. Here's a terracotta pitcher. Kind of rustic, but very beautiful. Handmade. So bid up, y'all.
So yeah, and there's a birdhouse you can see back there. That's on there. I love me some birds. I said farewell to the hummingbirds. St. James people know I love those hummingbirds. I've just been watching the crows eat the figs off my fig tree. which is fine. I have plenty of figs to share. I'm a neighbor to the crows as well. Interestingly, possum also like figs, and they will come under the tree, and my dog will find them and let me know. So keep bidding, friends. You've got just about 15 minutes to keep bidding there and to get some great items with a great deal, and support some great causes of feeding people, of providing space for recovery and support groups, helping our neighbors, providing a space in this community, a space where people are welcomed with God's love. And you're making that happen by helping give to this cause. And you can get some great things here. So keep bidding or make a donation. You can just make a donation there.
So part of our Neighbor Day celebration this week was a Neighbor Day concert we had on Tuesday. Had some great performances, one by the Emancipators, who are a musical group out of Oak Ridge. Fantastic music. And then we had the Knoxville Poet Laureate, Rhea Sunshine, was a part of us as well, and of that concert. And we really enjoyed their performances. They really blow us out of the water. And we have some highlights from that show that we're going to show to kind of wrap up our couple of hours of this live part of our auction. Just remember, you have 15 minutes to put your bids in. So enjoy these musical and poetic performances, and we'll join you for the last few minutes. See you in just a bit.
You know what? I am so excited. We're using this parking lot, doggone it. I am so excited. We're gathered, and we are gathered because we are neighbors, and we're sharing some space and time and love with all our neighbors. And so we're going to have a little music. We're going to have a little poetry. We're going to have a little time together being neighbors.
Don't want to pull you up, just want to be a link in your chain. 'Cause hand in hand is the only way we're ever going to change the world. We're gonna change the world. Have the money and the power, so it seems. Do whatever they want to, so it seems. We have nothing till we find each other in our dream. And the balance shifts, and then our spirits lift.
Hanging between dreams and obligations, I understood that the ignition of my fire could never come from within, so I searched without. I wandered onto the rings of Saturn for understanding of fear, walked among the pyramids to be astonished by thought, skipped through the coils of time for evidence of mastery, ran across clouds for beauty in the midst of storms, and now I fly. Escaping the walls of mediocrity, soaring from flicker to flame, there is no turning back. I have been consumed by the fire of creativity. I long for it to flow through my veins, provide me with the power to see the world in the truth of an ugly, so potent, it's beautiful. We all look for inspiration, trying to find that thing that will provide the spark for our next level of greatness.
When Trayvon Martin woke up that morning, do you think that he had freedom on his mind? Or Oscar Grant sitting down in the Fruitvale station, did he know he was leaving his life behind? How long black men wait for justice? How long women waiting for men to change their ways? How long refugees wait for compassion? How long waiting?
Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only
But when black lives matter and brown lives too, and white show up, we'll all pull through. The call of silence will stand and shout. The jail door opens and we walk right out. When justice reigns and love prevails, we'll make America great for real. America great for real. Yeah, for real.
This is a poem that I wrote when thinking about a friend of mine who struggles with having to be two people. Two. And after all this time, you, with Hollister denim and a high rise, aren't enough. You have to be two, you and them. But remember, be the right one, without one drop of tar or pretty black lineage. Admit it, it feels weird, doesn't it? To have the other who sits with you lay mute when you're with them. I like to think you're only one when you're home with me.
We've been waiting a long time to sing this song in October.
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the cover of October skies. And all the leaves on the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to please to the calling of your heartstrings that play soft and low. And all that night's magic seems to whisper and hush. And all the soft moonlight seems to shine in your blush. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love?
I love you more than even I know. You take me to places beyond my imagination, allowing me to secrete knowledge of misunderstood things, drawing me into you and helping me realize that with you, expression is all I need to survive, helping me see that as God expresses love, my heart beats and I breathe. Breaths of air to nourish each cell of my body, giving birth to love for more than just hip-hop. I find peace and expression through our children of music and poetry and rhythms that speak to me of my ancestry and my love for the drum beat.
There's work to be done.
Stop fracking, we need fresh water. Clear the air we breathe, we ought to save the mountains, rivers, and seas. Save the whole earth, family. Reduce, recycle, reuse, refuse. Buy fair trade, no GMO rules. No sweatshops, stage slavery. No military-industrial complex, please. There'll be plenty of time to rest in eternity. Keep your eyes on the prize, eventually.
There's work to be done.
Okay, so thank you guys. There is work to be done, and part of the work is chilling out together and singing some songs and hearing some poetry and creating things, because that makes a difference too. You know, this is all part of our Neighbor Day celebration, right? And part of that is helping us support a lot of the work we do here at St. James and from St. James. You guys know we feed people with our doorstep ministry, with our Helping Hands pantry. You guys know we organize in that last song. As they go organize, we are community organizers. We're part of Justice Knox. You know about that? So the thing is it does take some money to do that work, to feed people, to provide this space, to use our space to be a welcoming space to all sorts of folks, no matter how they identify, and to be a place where we can gather and do things like this. So you can give. We're going to pass the pumpkins in a little bit when the music starts, and you can drop something in the pumpkin, or you could text 73256. It's right here on this piece of paper, 73256, and you could just text St. James Broadway, $50, $100, $1,000, whatever you need to do. And that will go towards helping our outreach ministries. And if you have any questions about how to give, we can certainly help with that.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back, friends. We only have about 6 minutes left to bid. If you are still bidding, still thinking you're holding out on that thing, now's the time. Get those bids in there. Thank you for everybody. You've been doing great. Those of you who are bidding and giving, thank you so much. You will get unofficial notice. We're calling it unofficial, but you'll probably get an email tonight if your bid was the winning bid, and then you'll get a call tomorrow afternoon from someone if you had officially won an item, and then they will guide you on picking things up, which we will begin doing on Monday through Friday of next week between 9 and 5. You can come to the church and pay and pick up here. And so cash and or credit card are preferred. And you can call ahead if you need some special arrangements with any of that. But you've got 5 more minutes to bid. Thank you so much for your bids and for your contributions. And you can keep contributing St. James Neighbor Day throughout the week. We'll leave that mason jar open for you to drop in for our Neighbor Day celebration. So join in and do that. So thank you so much. So RJ, any words for us?
Nope. Yeah, here's the screen again. Here's our website. Scrolling down, just wanted to highlight again, not everybody wants to bid on items. There are some fantastic items. I hope you have kept up with that. But cash donations, I want to pull that up and highlight that. Easy to do. This will remain open throughout the week. Just click on that. You will bring you to a sign-in sheet, just like this, and pretty easy to give just using your credit card. You can give once, you can give multiple times. Pretty easy using Realm, the service that we have been highlighting throughout the evening, and ways for us to connect as a parish online. It's not just money. We do a lot of our communication. You can find out about different ministries on Realm. You can connect with your neighbors. We have our, if you're a member of St. James, you can go onto the directory. It's really, I have a app on my phone with Realm, and it's really great because if I'm looking up someone I need to go visit, I can just look them up using the directory, and their address is in there. Just punch the address, and GPS brings me right to them. So I really like that feature of Realm. But there's lots of different uses for it, so including giving online. So if you would like to donate, I encourage you to go on that website, stjamesneighborday.com. Sorry.
But right now, get those bids in. Get those bids in, and if you've got something you really wanted, now's the time. We're closing things out, and you can get that bid in that helps support. Again, remember, this goes right in with our mission. We say that we are here to feed and tend God's sheep, and we do that by literally feeding people, sharing food with our neighbors who are hungry, but also sharing our space, sharing this beautiful space, the inside and the outside. Groups gather here, groups that need support, groups that are seeking recovery, and groups that are serving the community at large. We provide that space here for those groups gathering. We have spaces for our own to train people and to encourage them in their lives as they go out to be a good neighbor and to serve and love their neighbor. So thank you for giving to support that. And I hope it's been fun. It's kind of fun to bid on some things and share some things. And
I wanted to say a quick thank you to Kevin and Drew Jeske-Poliak. They have done just an amazing job of organizing all this, putting the website together, organizing how the bidding works. And they are amazing folks, and they are just an amazing part of our community. So thank you all very much. And we're down to the line. We have less than a minute of bidding. So get those bids in. We give you thanks for being a part of St. James community, for the Knoxville community, and serving your neighbors. So may God bless you. May God bless us all. May God bless this work. And thank you so much. Appreciate you. John Mark, one last word.
Thank you, neighbors. It's good to have you as neighbors. Won't you be my neighbor? And may we all faithfully go from this place to love God and our neighbor as ourselves. Peace, my friends. Good night. Thank you.